Slick back.
No, slick back.
That's what I said. Slick back.
No, nigga, I'm a pimp named Slick Back. Pimp named Slick Back. Pimp named
Slick back.
Nigga, are you deaf? I'm a pimp named Slick.
Hello everyone, how are you today? Good, great, or excellent? I hope all of you are staying in good condition and also healthy condition. So everyone, in this opportunity exactly, I would like to give you an important information that is talking about second language acquisition. So before that, I would like to say huge thanks to Moms of Hatin Humaida who have already given me an opportunity to do this assignment. So everyone, let's listen to my explanation carefully and check it out. So, in this opportunity, I would like to explain you about attitude and aptitude in second language acquisition and learning. So everyone, before I start my explanation, I want to ask you, what do you think about attitude or what do you think about aptitude? Anyone can answer? If you can answer, please comment in this video. So, in my opinion, aptitude is an innate, learn or acquire ability. Why I say that? So just remember about acquired ability. So in aptitude, second language acquisition, it is acquiring ability. And aptitude is a natural ability to do something, a natural tendency. So just remember in a word of natural ability. So aptitude is a natural ability to do something in a second language acquisition. So the students or the learners will get a natural ability to do something in a second language acquisition and also learning. And also everyone, according to Carroll in 1973, that acquisition is defined as the rate at which person at the secondary school. So Carroll defines aptitude in a rating that everyone or which person in the level at the secondary school. So everyone, aptitude is the ability which is a natural to do something, and also it is the acquiring ability. So that's the definition of aptitude. And here everyone, there are three major components of modern aptitude tests. There are three majors everyone. So the first is phonetic coding ability. So just remember in this word, phonetic. So phonetic is the phoneme, right? So here, the first major component, which is according to Carroll in 1973, that there are three major components of modern aptitude tests. The first is phonetic coding ability. So what does actually phonetic coding ability here? So phonetic coding ability is the ability to store a new language sounds in a memory. So just remember in a word of phonetic. Phonetic is sounds in a language. So phonetic coding ability here is the ability to collect or to store a new language in a memory. So the students or the learners will collect or will store the new language in second language acquisition. They will memorize or they will learn about sounds or phonetic coding ability while they will collect a new language sounds and etc. So the second major component in modern aptitude test is grammatical sensitivity. So just remember in a word of grammatical sensitivity that it is included into the second component measures of modern aptitude tests. And this is defined as the individual's ability to demonstrate his or her awareness of syntactical patterning of sentence in a language. So it is a studying or it is a learning of a sentence pattern of sentence where in learning second language acquisition of pattern of sentence. And the third major component is labeled as inductive ability. So what does actually inductive ability? So everyone, I'm pretty sure that all of you have already learned about inductive. So you will know what does inductive means. So here, this is the ability to examine language material. For example, the teacher will examine some materials to the students. So they will focus on their examining, and from that, what is the purpose for examining language material? So it is to notice and identify patterns and also correspondence, which is the relationship involving either meaning or grammatical form. So in this major component, it is focusing on the meaning and also grammatical form in second language acquisition. So that is the definition and also three measures of aptitude. So now let's go on to another explanation, that is attitude. I've already said before that there are two key points of this information. That is, the first is aptitude and the second is attitude. So now let's talk about attitude. So what does actually attitude here? So it is a contrast with aptitude. It is a different definition with aptitude, everyone. So attitude is a manner of thinking, feeling, or behaving that reflect a state of mind or disposition. So just take a note in this word, behave. So in attitude is behaving, reflecting, or thinking, feeling. So just remember in three words definition. So I'm pretty sure when you have already remembered in four meanings, you will understand the definition of attitude. So attitude here is the manner, is a manner of thinking, feeling, and also behaving that reflect a state of mind or disposition. And also, everyone, attitude here is the factor that relate to second language acquisition will be those that perform both of two functions. So what are the two functions here? So the first is there will be factors that encourage intake. So the first factor is there will be the factors, there will be the object that encourage intakes. Others definitions say that this is before, for example, motivational variables, blah blah blah, that determine whether or not the student avails himself or herself of some points in informal language acquisition. So in the first function of attitude here, the students will be factors that encourage intake. So just make underline in the word of encouraging intake. So the students will be determining whether or not the students avails himself of informal language context. And the second function of attitude here is attitudinal factors relating to acquisition will be those that enable the performer to utilize the language heard for acquisition. So this is the enable the performer to utilize the language heard for the acquisition itself. Let's move on to the next point, that is the attitude factors. So do you know, everyone, what are the second language acquisition predicator and attitude factors? So there are two factors here. The first is instrumental motivation and the second is integrative motivation. So here I'm gonna give you 1 point of this factor in attitude second language acquisition. So the first is integrative motivation. So what is actually integrative motivation? So it is defined as the desire to be like valued members of the community that speak the second language. It is predicted to relate to proficiency in terms of two functions itself, everyone. So everyone, in second language acquisition, of course, there will be a motivational factors. So in the second language acquisition, in attitude and also aptitude, there are 3 points of motivational factors. So the first is self-confidence. Of course, in learning process, we will be forced to be confident. So here is the first motivational factors in second language acquisition, in aptitude and also attitude. So the first is self-confidence, or ensure person will be more able to encourage intake and will also have a lower filter traits related to self-confidence. So in self-confidence here, the students will have a lack of anxiety, outgoing personality, and also self-esteem. So I'm pretty sure that we will be faced by self-confidence in a learning process, and myself, as my experience, I have a lack of self-confidence, but I can solve my self-confidence itself to motivate me in a learning process. So the first factors in motivational factors, that is self-confidence, and the second is empathy. So what is actually empathy? So why empathy become a motivational factors in second language acquisition? Because it is the ability to put oneself in another shoes. Why I say that in another shoes? Because it's also the predicted to be relevant to acquisition, in that the empathic person may be the one who is able to identify more easily the speakers. Everyone has a different characteristic in the learning process. Of course, they will be able to identify more easily, or they will be difficult to identify some materials with other speakers. And the third motivational factors, that is analytic orientation, should do better in conscious language learning. It is the points that who show test behavior reflecting an analytic cognitive style. So they will be independent to do a learning process itself. So in the second point, that is personality factors. Just now I have already explained you about the motivational factors, and now let's go to personality factors. The personality factors is divided into 2. The first is factor relating to self-confidence, and the second is factors less related to self-confidence. So what are the factors in relating self-confidence? There are 4. The first is anxiety, the second is self-image, the third is outgoing personality, and the last is empathy, that I have already explained you before. And the second point, in factors less related to self-confidence, there are 2 points. The first is attitude toward the classroom and teacher, and the second is the analytic personality. Wow! Finally, we have come to the end of this explanation. That is the final conclusion or the final information explanation about my point in attitude and aptitude second language acquisition and learning. So based on the explanation that I have already explained you everyone, that the presence of attitude and aptitude is a filter that explains why some varying language students behave like patients with bilateral hippocampal lesser. It is a note that everyone have a patients are perfectly normal in intelligence, and they can remember the words and the language skills that they had before the operation. That is the point of my information in second language acquisition, attitude, and also aptitude. So So that's all that I can share this information. I hope all of you are understanding about my point of this explanation, and pardon me if I have made many mistakes of this explanation. See you in the next explanation or information. Goodbye.